Welcome back. I'm Grace. This is Pearl. We're going to walk you through Timberdoodle's preschool curriculum package, starting with the language arts portion. So for language arts, you're going to do the PlaySmart alphabet, which is going to work on letter recognition, and then you're going to build on that with the Magna Tab that's going to build that motor memory. Then the really fun part of language arts in our family has been the Wimmel books. So kids love these very engaging books, works on vocabulary.
And you might want to show them the inside of it because you can see the people and the scenes are so detailed.
They last forever. Like the kids can read them 1,000 times and still want to read them again. Pearl, why don't you tell us about the math portion?
Yes. So we have the mathematical reasoning beginning 1, and we have the farmland math that builds on the same concepts with the hands-on manipulatives, and then last of all, a fun game for you to play with your preschooler working on number recognition.
And this is going to correlate with what they're learning in the math reasoning for some of those greater than, longer than kind of principles. So then we have the thinking skills, which is another one of the critical thinking books. Kids love these, that you just do a little bit every day, and it's colorful, engaging. And
very sequential.
Sequential, but also very varied, and so they really stay with the program. And in that same concept is the PlaySmart books, which is going to work on some of the fine motor skills as well as the thinking skills, and the Sticker Superstar, which is very engaging for that age level.
All right, so we have the day and night that works on the matching, using the cards and the figures.
Bunny Peekaboo, this is going to work on not only on the following the instructions, but also on being able to look at a card and then copy that down.
So some of the spatial skills.
Yes, exactly. Little Match.
Yes, I love this game because it is a really good introductory game for a child who's never really learned how to play a game before, plus it works on matching skills.
Yes, so you've got some of the social skill building as well as the actual concept of playing a game.
Yes.
And along with that type of a thing, we have this animal playground game, which has 3 different options for how you play it.
Variations, so you can do it as a memory game or as an introductory, here we go around the circle game, a couple different ways to play. Next, let's look at the history, geography, social studies section. Do you want to tell us about those, Grace?
Okay, so we're going to do a 25-piece map of the world puzzle, which is kind of an introduction there. And then the big book of things to spot, which you can do this in multiple ways. It's great for history and social studies because it does cover a wide variety of geographical areas. But at the same time, you are working on vocabulary, you're working on counting skills.
And it does cover different periods of time as well. So you'll have a scene from ancient times, a scene from more recent times, covers a whole range.
Science at this age, in my opinion, should be very easy to implement and not a big strain on the parents.
Right.
So we have we love the set because the tools in the set continue to last with your children. They use it for play. So it's not just a one-time use and then throw it away. Use it, do the experiments inside, and then turn your kids loose with the tools to continue to play scientists. And with that, we have the color fizzers tablets that will kind of expand what you can do with the set.
I am a huge fan of these emotions cards because it works on 2 different skills, both recognizing emotions just on faces, and then also seeing emotions in daily life and saying what caused that, what could we do about that.
Very conversational.
Yes.
Okay, then we have art. So we've got a couple of sets here that are going to work on some beginner art skills. We've got the soft mosaics. That's going to work on the fine motor skill and matching skill.
Yes.
Little children's drawing book. Again, just going to work on these very basic, very beginning, following instructions and not just scribbling.
Right.
And then tell us about My First Collages.
Yes.
And
so we don't have My First Collages here to look at. Wonderful, adorable set for children that works on matching, gluing, wonderful hands-on experience. And then also the finger tracks, again, finger painting, but in a very directed, gorgeous way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then we have STEM. And for STEM, we're going to do a couple of different things. So this set is designed to last a full year, possibly 2 years, depending on how early.
The preschool set,
Yeah,
yes.
the preschool set. So depending on how early you start this, you don't need to do this all in a year unless your student wants to, or you're working through the summer because you are a parent who craves structure and your child craves structure. And so you're trying to make this last all through the summer, or you're spreading it out. Don't be overwhelmed by the amount of pieces. Plus is here to work on the fine motor skills. It's a tool that is fantastic if you're working on occupational therapy type of skills with your student, because you're going to be building the muscles, you're following instructions, and you're just having fun creating.
And it's kind of one of those toys that has a lot of longevity. So after you're done with preschool, your kids are still going to get out the Plus Plus and play with it.
Yes, for years.
And I want to show you the new wheels on the Plus Plus
yes.
as well, because it comes with the base plate, the standard Plus Plus pieces hook in as axles for the wheels, so your child can build rolling creation. So really cool new update.
Really going to make it last longer, because you got older kids are going to love to do that. The GeoSmart educational set is a phenomenal set, which again we find older kids still love to play with it. So it's a set that has longevity in your household.
Right. So whether you're doing the matching of the manual, which is really the educational aspect for your preschooler,
very young, and very beginning skills.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then it just grows with your child to do a lot of play. Again, huge age range will enjoy this.
And even in the book, it takes you up to some more complicated models, some in step-by-steps and some in shape recognition and how would you build this.
Yeah.
So it really does grow with your students.
Yes, spectacular instruction in there.
Then we have the Think Play, and this is going to work along with Duplos. So if you're a family like ours that has buckets of Duplos laying around, you can integrate this set with it. What we love is this is going to give you a great workbook along with some additional pamphlets of things that kids can build. So here's the little car that was built. This is going to teach them the early skills of looking at a picture. Here's the pieces that you're going to use. And for me, I like to set the student up with those pieces, so that way you've taken that aspect out initially. And then as they grow, then you start having them dig through the bucket and find the pieces.
Right.
It grows with your student, and it lasts a long time.
All right, and then the last thing we have to talk about is the learning tools. And so that is a variety of items that will kind of go along with your other items. So like the crayon rock, again, works on the fine motor skills. Yep. You can use it with your
tripod grip
art book or your, anything. Same with your quick sticks. We have loved using these with our kids because they are so smooth. They make doing a workbook a real joy for the child.
It's painting without the mess, and it dries within 90 seconds. So there's not a huge headache that goes along with it.
And we've experimented. We've tried other ones, and we've said, no, we got to stay with quick sticks.
The other thing that we include is going to be the threading. So again, working on those early fine motor, the pincher grasp, which is going to be important as you step up and start learning handwriting and whatnot. You've got to develop that grasp first and just the skill of being able to thread. Let's cut paper. Mad Matter, this is going to be working on convergent and divergent skills. It's a Play-Doh type material that never dries out, but it's going to give you, in the handbook, we give you a number of different activities that you can do with this with your student.
Right. And speaking of the handbook, so you will receive a book with your curriculum that will walk you through each item. Some of the items, if it's helpful to have some more information on them, we'll put extra details in the back. Like for example, with the Plus Plus, we have lots of ideas in the back of the handbook of different things your child can build. And the online scheduler. The online scheduler will really set you up for success of, I want to get this much done in this amount of time frame. So if you're doing it as the Preschool Kit as a 1-year program or as a 2-year program, you put it in there. If you've customized it to make it a little more advanced or a little easier for a child, again, you can arrange the scheduler to be exactly what you have, exactly what you want to do with your preschooler.
Yep, and it sets you up with a weekly checklist, so that way if you are you can do it weekly or daily. I love the weekly because then you can just set it up, and each day you pull out your checklist, check off what you got done. The next day you pull out your school, you know what you've got left for the week, and you can see the progress, your student sees the progress, and if you have multiple caregivers doing this, then that works well because they can see where you left off or what you haven't tackled yet. So it's a wonderful program. It's greatly upgraded this year, and we think you'll love it.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
www.timberdoodle.com